What's up, guys? Matt here from myrawintuition.com, where I help people easily adopt a whole food, raw-centered, plant-based diet and achieve the body and health they desire. So I want to answer another quick question that I got the other day from a viewer, and that is, what is one thing that people do that prevents their success on a raw vegan diet? That's a simple one. I see this all the time. The first thing that comes to mind is only focusing on the diet and totally or significantly neglecting so many other aspects of a holistic lifestyle that are essential to experiencing long-term success and long-term health. So in my book, 21-Day Raw Transformation Program, I talk about the big three, which is sleep, stress, and exercise. If you don't think about those things, or if you neglect those things, even if you have a perfect, so-called perfect diet, you're still very likely going to run into issues down the line. All right, so sleep, if you're not getting enough sleep, and I see this so much, especially in the raw vegan community, is people think that just because they're eating a raw vegan diet means they don't need to sleep as much. Now, maybe a little bit here and there, but some people are saying 3 to 4 hours of sleep is all they need at night. Personally, I think they are fooling themselves if they think that they're getting sufficient sleep, if they're only sleeping 3 to 4 hours a night. Personally, just from my experience anyways, I know that no matter how raw I'm eating, if I don't get 7 to 8 hours of sleep, I don't feel as optimal as if I were to sleep 5 or even 6 hours. So getting to bed early and getting sufficient amount of sleep, I believe, is a critical aspect of current health and long-term health in the future. 2, exercise. If you're not exercising, you're not going to have optimal mitochondrial function, which is so essential for our overall health and our metabolism and just every function in the body. We need to have healthy mitochondria, and we do that by daily exercise, getting out into nature, into the sunlight, and breathing fresh air and avoiding toxins. All right, so having sufficient exercise, sweating, getting your heart rate up, moving your lymphatic system, and supporting your mitochondrial function is going to be a key part of having success long term. And it also makes you hungrier so that you're getting enough nutrition. Right? So that's one thing I learned from Dr. Douglas Graham, is that if you don't exercise enough, you're not going to have sufficient hunger that meets our nutritional needs. So I thought that was very interesting. And 3, stress. Stress is a huge one. It's hard to say which one is the most important, but stress is right up there. If you have chronic long-term stress that you are not sufficiently dealing with, stress is like poking a hole in the bucket of your health and your nutrients bucket, because chronic long-term stress depletes so many things in the body. B vitamins, vitamin C, zinc, selenium, so many other nutrients out in the body that are depleted through chronic stress. All right, so it's very important that we understand where we're getting stress from and how to properly deal with it in a way that prevents us from having chronic exposure to those stress hormones. So those are 3 things that I would say are essential to not neglect, even if you're eating what you believe is a perfect raw food diet. And that way, you or whoever else we're talking about is going to experience the best outcomes with their raw vegan lifestyle. I hope that helps. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. Until next time, always follow your raw intuition.